These are the people who really want you to buy over-the-counter hearing aids, and they may not be who you think. Hey guys, welcome back to the DrCliffAuD vlog. This is vlog number 251, and today I want to talk to you guys about the people who really want you to purchase over-the-counter hearing aids no matter what. But before I get into it, do me a huge favor, click the like button and make sure that you hit subscribe button with the notification bell so you get notified every single time I publish a new video. That being said, so why am I talking about this particular topic today? Well, because I've seen different posts online from, different consumers, questioning who's really out to make the most money when it comes to over-the-counter hearing aids. And, a lot of this stuff is kind of prefaced with the concept that hearing care professionals don't necessarily want people to purchase over-the-counter hearing aids because we want you guys to purchase prescription hearing aids because it makes us more money than what over-the-counter hearing aids would, even if we do retail over-the-counter hearing aids. And I affiliate over-the-counter hearing aids and all of that. So I'm definitely one of the more pro over-the-counter hearing aid audiologists that you will typically find. But let me just go ahead and go down the list of the 3 different groups of people who really want you to purchase over-the-counter hearing aids. And it starts with number 1, which is the insurance companies. Now, despite a lot of people believing that insurances do not cover hearing aids, there are a lot of insurance companies and insurance plans that have some amount of hearing aid coverage, whether it's through a managed care benefit with a third party or, just regular insurance coverage, either in or out of network. A lot of these are more commercial plans. Of course, Medicare itself does not have any hearing aid benefit, but a lot of these other insurance programs do have some kind of hearing aid benefit or discount. Now, why would insurance companies want you to purchase over-the-counter hearing aids? Well, it's simple. If you get over-the-counter hearing aids, even if the insurance company pays for it, which I don't believe that they do, or some of them might start paying for it, but the cost to supply you with over-the-counter hearing aids is significantly cheaper than them having to pay either in-network rates or out-of-network rates for hearing aids for you. I mean, insurance companies, they're trying to save money wherever they possibly can. My brother actually works in the insurance industry, and he told me that the margins inside of the industry are very, very small. So anytime that an insurance company can save a little bit of money here and there, that all adds up at the end of the year because of the sheer quantity of people that are a part of these different insurance plans. So trust me, they would love nothing better than for you to forego getting prescription hearing aids from a hearing care professional and going directly with an over-the-counter hearing aid, whether it's a pair of AirPods Pro 2 all the way up to a pair of Lexi B2 hearing aids. All right, so that's your first group of individuals who really want you to purchase over-the-counter hearing aids. The second group is actually investors. Now, you're probably wondering, like, Cliff, why would it be investors who care about this and not the actual companies who are making and selling these devices? Well, I'll tell you why. Because a lot of investment money has poured into the industry, and in particular, the over-the-counter hearing aid industry. I mean, we're talking going back several years at this point, but hundreds of millions of dollars in total has been invested to actually develop and create these over-the-counter hearing aids, which is very good from a technological advancement standpoint. But a lot of these investors want to eventually get their money back, and I'm going to be honest, it is not going well for them. When you think of companies like Eargo that ended up going public, but then they went from like a top share price up in the $70 per share all the way down to a few cents per share, that was a lot of people who lost a ton of money. And eventually that ended up going private, but it ended up going private because of an injection of money from essentially a private equity company. And we're talking, again, a lot of money is being poured into this. So they have a vested interest in over-the-counter hearing aids being successful. They want people to purchase these devices and get them in their ears so they can actually make their money back and turn a profit on their investment. Honestly, I love it because they're incentivized to create a better product. And if there's a company that has invested a lot of money into an over-the-counter hearing aid company, then they're going to be able to take that money and put it into more research and development, providing better quality of care, even though that quality of care is, virtual to some capacity. But we'll see how it goes with the investment companies that are investing all of their money into over-the-counter hearing aids, but they really want you to buy over-the-counter hearing aids. Trust me. Now, the third group of individuals that really want you to get over-the-counter hearing aids is hearing care professionals that dispense prescription hearing aids. Now, you're probably thinking, Cliff, you're crazy. Why would audiologists and hearing instrument specialists who sell prescription hearing aids for 10 times the price of over-the-counter hearing aids, why would they want you to purchase over-the-counter hearing aids? Well, I'll tell you why. So over-the-counter hearing aids has been a thing for a really long time. They just became quote-unquote formalized with the Over-the-Counter Hearing Aid Act here just a year or two ago. And, you know, when it initially came out, I think in 2017 was the discussion in signing this into law. A lot of audiologists and hearing instrument specialists were like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. You know, I'm anti over-the-counter hearing aids, because they were worried that they were going to get put out of business by OTC devices. Well, really the exact opposite has happened, and we have enough track record here to understand how this is actually playing out. We have had more individuals, and I'm speaking with my clinic, we've had more individuals over the course of the past year come in with already having purchased over-the-counter hearing aids that were looking to upgrade to prescription hearing aids than ever before. And these individuals, because we question them, these individuals are the types of individuals who would have never treated their hearing loss, or would have at least waited many more years to treat their hearing loss had they not gotten their feet wet with OTC devices. Essentially, they ended up getting a taste of what a little bit better hearing would get them in life, and they wanted to go all the way. And a lot of these devices that we test when they come in and they're in patients' ears, they're just not fit and programmed well, and they're not really capable of achieving what these individuals want. I will also say this, a lot of individuals who have more of a moderately severe to severe level of hearing loss thought that they would get benefit with over-the-counter hearing aids, and that of course is not true. The amplification characteristics are just not there with OTC devices to be able to hit amplification targets that you need to overcome anything more than a moderate level hearing loss, and for some over-the-counter hearing aids, they even struggle to hit moderate prescriptive targets. So the viewpoint of a lot of hearing care professionals has completely changed with OTC. Now we're all like, yes, that's great, go buy OTC, test them out, see how you like them, let us know if you need any help with them, we'll even help you set them up. I mean, a lot of hearing care professionals are starting to realize, or have already realized, that OTC ended up being one of the best things ever for prescription hearing aid sales. Now, do we really care about the sales? Honestly, if you're running a business, you do care about the sales, because that's what keeps your doors open. But what we ultimately care about is helping people hear their best. We want people to get their lives back when it comes to hearing. And if them having to go through testing OTC is the way that they finally realize that treating their hearing loss is the right decision for them, then we are excited for them to go that route. I can almost guarantee you that nobody ever went into grad school for audiology or signed up to become a hearing instrument specialist. We're doing it because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make a killing in this industry. Generally speaking, all of us get into this particular field because we like to help people, and in this particular case, help people communicate better with their friends, family, and loved ones. And that is exactly why we love over-the-counter hearing aids. So there you go. Those are the three, I would say, stakeholders that have the most to gain from over-the-counter hearing aids being successful. We have the insurance companies that can save a ton of money if you go the OTC route rather than going the prescription route. You have the investment companies, or investors in general, who've invested hundreds of millions of dollars into over-the-counter hearing aid companies for technological development and sales of these devices to make their money back and earn a return on their investment. And you have hearing care professionals who previously were anti over-the-counter hearing aids for the most part, who have now switched to being very pro over-the-counter hearing aids, because we know that it gets people treated with hearing aids faster, which ultimately gets them to the point where they get prescription hearing aids sooner, which means that they'll be able to hear their absolute best before it's too late.